So in the financial downfalls and finding a new job and concentrating on my marriage and the depression that comes with everything, not only did I lose my job, but prior to that, my husband had been out of work. So both of us reestablishing new careers and moving forward, I found the support of the women and men at Better Body Fitness to be encouraging. I continued forward in my weight loss journey and fitness journey of finding new goals for myself. As of today, I'm happy to say I'm down to 153 and I feel great. So it's one of those that my journey still continues and new goals I've set for myself, working with Holly and her team to fitness competitions. I've always been into sports, and kinesiology is a study of the human body and it fascinates me. And I just have to find what's right for my body type and what works for my lifestyle. In finding, dad's knee surgery, dad's heart surgery, my brother and nieces needing to go here and there, I got to a point where I had to learn to say no and put myself first. And putting myself first came in the kitchen and with my family at home, concentrating on my husband and I, and revamping our grocery list, from the chips in the cabinet to the fruit in the fridge. My biggest accomplishment has been becoming comfortable in my own skin. It wasn't about the number anymore. It was about the feeling, the energy I found, and no longer worrying about the scale saying 180 pounds, 150 pounds. For me, I might only be 5'1", but 150 pounds works for my body style and it works for my structure. And I had to learn that that was okay for me, that I'm not supposed to be 105 pounds because that necessarily isn't healthy for me. Where I'm healthy is a balanced diet, making sure I'm eating my 3 meals a day rather than starving myself to be that 115 pound girl. In the past, I did gymnastics and dance, and with those come the challenges of where I used to live. It was a profile, it was a look. I struggled with eating disorders, where I'd starve myself for weeks on end just to make the scale for that next gymnastics competition, and then transitioning into dance where I was too big. So it was always a challenge of food was my enemy, and I had to learn that food wasn't my enemy, I was my own enemy. And learning diet plans and different things for myself, not for what's good for my husband, what's good for my dad, what's good for my friend, but what was right for me. And finding that right eating balance, I had to learn not to be scared of food anymore. I had to establish a big relationship with food, and I've come to the point now into this 8-month journey that if I'm not eating on my schedule, those 6 meals, not large meals, but 6 times a day, I find myself fatigued. I get the headaches from not eating, and my body craves it. And I notice if I go without, that's when I start retaining again, and that's not what I need for myself. My body thrives on the energy rather than thriving on the non-nutrients it was craving. For me, coming into this, I had to work with Holly to not be scared of food. I went from starving myself and maybe eating once a day to eating the 6 times a day, which was a customized meal plan for me. It's not per se 6 full meals, but it was what we reference as a macros diet. So I had to up my protein intake, lessen my fat intake, and modify my carbs. So I've come to the point now in this journey where I'm on a high protein, high fat, almost 0 carb nutrition plan for myself, which may differ for that next person that comes in, because the girl working out next to me may not need to be on that same meal plan. Hers might be high carbs, low fat. So it just depends on your body type and what your body craves and what's right for you. If they're on the fence, I would say give it 6 weeks. That's what I started off with. I did the 6-week challenge and had to give it a chance. I had to give myself a chance. I couldn't just sit back and keep doing what I was doing with no results. Like that good old saying, there's that spot on the wall and every time you hit your head on it, if it hurts, stop. Well, I had to stop. And if you're on the fence about it, I encourage people to just take a good look and what do you want? What are your expectations within reality for yourself? Not what you're reading in magazines, not what you're looking at in books, on the news, in a movie, because guess what? That's not our profession. I'm not an actress. I'm not a supermodel at 6'2". I'm me. And instead of loving yourself, learn to like what you see first and work towards that love for yourself, because it doesn't happen overnight. And the struggle is still every day for myself. I can't say it's perfect, but I like myself better some days more than others, and that love will eventually come.